Hello everyone and welcome to LTspice tutorials. In this tutorial we explain how to simulate the inverting operational amplifier in LTspice. Over here you can see the configuration of our circuit. This is the ideal amplifier. Then here you can see the power sources. Here U is the input voltage and Y is the output voltage. In this video tutorial, for simulation purposes, we assume that the input voltage is a sinusoidal signal. The green line over here shows the input voltage, that is, it shows the sinusoidal signal. On the other hand, this red line over here represents the voltage at the output of our circuit, namely the voltage over here. As you can see, this voltage, that is the output voltage, is properly amplified. The amplification factor is 100 ohm over 200 ohm, that is the value of the resistance in the feedback over the value of this resistance over here, and this gives the amplification factor of 5. And furthermore, the sign of the voltage is inverted. Namely, over here you can see that the amplitude of input is 2, however, the amplitude of the output is actually 10, and this gives the gain of 5. Before we start with the simulations in LTspice, let's briefly give an overview of the basic theory of operational amplifiers. This graph shows a basic or an ideal operational amplifier, and you can immediately notice this resistor over here and this resistor over here. These resistors are used to adjust the gain of this circuit. From the theory of operational amplifiers, it's very well known that the gain of this circuit, that is the ratio of the output voltage and the input voltage, is minus RF over RS. And that's all you need to know to start implementing this circuit in LTspice. This formula will be used to validate the LTspice simulation. So let's start with LTspice simulation from scratch. Once you open LTspice, you will see this welcome window. Then click on File and then click on New Schematics. And let's start adding the elements. First of all, let's add our operational amplifier. To do that, click on Component. Then over here, locate Op Amps. Double click on Op Amps and scroll this slider all the way down or right and see this option. That is, click on Universal Op Amp 2. As the description says, this is a single pole op-amp with one internal node, slew rate limit, and output voltage and current limit. And this is all you need to have to start with simulation of op-amps in LTspice. So let's click on Place and let's place the amplifier here. As you can see, the amplifier has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins. This pin over here is the output pin. This plus as well as this minus pins are the pins to which we will provide the power voltage. That is, we will provide the power supply. Then you have the non-inverting, or actually the non-inverting input denoted by plus and inverting input denoted by minus. So let's start adding the components. First of all, let's add the power. To add the power, simply click on voltage source and place the voltage source over here. And place another over here. Then do the right click. Then let's add two grounds. Add the ground over here and add the ground over here. Then let's connect these voltages to the proper pins. First of all, click here, then do this, and connect this voltage source to plus. Do the same thing over here. Start from the ground, do this, and do here. Now we have provided power. Let's adjust the power values. To do that, simply right-click on V and set here the power that you want to have. For example, I will set 15 volts. Here, for the negative part, we are going to do right-click, or here, click on V and set minus 15. Note over here that the total value of the output voltage cannot exceed 15 or minus 15. That is, these are the saturation limits. And this will be also used to validate our simulation. Next, let's add the feedback resistor. Click here. Then press and hold Ctrl and R to rotate and place it like this. Then do the right click, and over here, right click on the symbol and specify the symbol name to be RF. Then let's add another resistor. So click here, do Ctrl R to rotate, place the resistor over here, do the right click, and then over here again, right click on the symbol and specify this to be RS. Okay. Here, if you go back, we can see immediately that the gain should be RF and over RS. So let's adjust the gain. Here you have the complete freedom. However, keep in mind that the total value of the output voltage cannot exceed 15 or minus 15. So let's go with the amplification factor of 5. To do that, click here and specify, for example, 1000 ohm. Click OK, then do the right click here and specify 200 ohm. Now, 1000 over 200 gives you amplification factor of 5. Next, let's connect the feedback loop. Here it is. Know that the feedback loop should be connected to the inverting port of our amplifier. Next, connect the resistor, and let's proceed further. Next, let's add the ground, and let's place the ground here. Do the right click and connect the ground to the non-inverting input. In this way, we have actually created an inverting amplifier. Next, let's add the input voltage. Click here and specify the voltage source here. Do the right click and let's add the ground. To add the ground, simply click on the ground, click here, and then connect the ground. So let's do this. Connect the ground with the amplifier. Let me do it again. And here we are. Over here, we can adjust the values. First of all, let's simulate the circuit for the DC value. To do that, click here and specify the DC value you like. Let's specify 5 and let's click on OK. The next step is to define inputs and outputs. To do that, you need to click on the net. Let's call the output as Y. You can use lowercase or uppercase and place the output over here. Next, let's do the same thing for the input. Click here, give the name to the input to be U, and click over here. Now we have input and output nodes, and we can refer them in our simulation. And that's it. We are ready to simulate the circuit. To simulate the circuit, let's click here, and let's start with the transient response. Note over here that this is a static system, that is, it doesn't have phase and it doesn't have dynamics. Consequently, even you can do steady state analysis, so it really doesn't matter. So let's start with the stop time of, let's say, something like this. This is the final time until our simulation will run. And let's click OK. Make sure that this option is selected, and let's click OK, place it over here, do the right click, and then let's play the simulation, and that's it. Now we have simulated the circuit. Next, let's show the simulation results. To do that, do the right click here and click on Add Traces. And let's add V of Y. This is our output voltage. And here it is. Then repeat this, add traces, and add the input voltage. And here we are. Let me now adjust the color of the input voltage. Specify the color to be visible, something like magenta. And here it is. Beautiful. We can see that the input voltage is 2. And as predicted, the output voltage will be minus 10, and you can see it over here. This is due to the fact that the gain of this circuit is 1000 over 200. It gives you 5 multiplied by 1 gives you actually minus 5. So if you amplify the input voltage of 2 volts by minus 5, you obtain minus 10. Another thing and another sanity check is to change this value and specify something like 5, for example. Now, you or people who are not experienced with op-amps expect that the output voltage for 5 will be 25 here. However, this is not the case. At least it should not be the case if we have properly simulated this circuit. So let's play this button and let's see what happens. The input voltage is 5, however the output voltage is minus 15. Why this thing happens? Well, as mentioned at the beginning of this video tutorial, the input and output voltages can only, or actually the output voltage can only be between 15 and minus 15. The next step is to simulate the system for sinusoidal input. To do that, do the right click over here on the input source and click on Advanced and click on Sine Signal. Over here, let's specify DC offset to be 0 and let's specify the amplitude of our input signal to be 2. And here we need to specify the frequency. Let's go, for example, with 1000 Hertz and let's see what will happen. Click OK and now do the right click and you can simulate this circuit. Aha! Here it is. We can see one period of the input voltage and we can see it one period of the output voltage, and you will see that the amplitudes are properly scaled. That is, the input amplitude is 2 and the output amplitude is 10. This is the gain of 5. To increase and to see other parts or to see the complete signal, right click here and let's decrease or increase the stop time. Increase the stop time, click OK, play again, and you can see it over here. Looks beautiful. Okay, that's all for today and thanks for watching.